brief summary of what the hell?
Of course, who wants to do it? Who wants to give them the bad news?
I can attempt to.
Sure.
Yeah.
We have a massive lore dump last session. But to start off with, we ended up finishing out the fight in which we took care of the rest of the succubi, saving the current headmaster of the Arcane Tower. Not Master Eden, but I can't remember his name.
It's the Zapatek. Something like that.
Yeah. He thanked us for assisting. Apparently, the succubi were ordered to attack by a being called Blister. And Blister sent the succubi pirate to take out the Arcane Tower. However, since we defended the Arcane Tower, all is well for at this moment in time. We needed to find Master Aiden, who is currently dreaming in a deep state of dream. And we attempted before to take care of the succubi, but we couldn't get in. We needed the help of the headmaster. So we entered into the dream, in which he gave us some unique news. Apparently, Prince Kreznar is alive. And he's got some massive, scary-looking upgrades. As well as a new friend who you apparently are very familiar with or have some history with. But before that came over there, we also got some information in regards of what we need to do next. He was not able necessarily to do anything with the crown, but we do know where to take it, and we have to we can find this tree that has 1,000 eyes.
Yeah.
And he's given us that location, or at least somebody who knows of that location.
Okay, but is the tree within the dream, or is the tree in the real world?
I think the tree is in the real world, but apparently it takes quite a bit to find it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, we have been searching for it for a while. I seen the dream, the tree in a dream too.
Yes.
And also, it's sort of it's hard to find because anyone who's been near it can't really. Their memories are fuzzy, I think it was, so they would forget where it would be. But there was a woman, I think, up at the nest of cackling crows who could point us in the right direction of it.
So this is on the top left. Is
Yeah, right at the lodge where we were at a couple of sessions ago.
Yeah, close to the mine.
Yeah, I'll show you on the big map. That's
this
marked
here
on the map.
or?
Yeah, right here. Nest of cackling crows. Okay, so pretty good. I'll give you the cliff notes of the lore dump, if you like. So Swiggleguard. So what was that, Kiara?
Kiara's actually really good at finding plants.
Oh, there we go. Could be useful. So Swiggleguard is the former Fey Realm domain of King Dasmag. If you remember all those lore dump way back, King Dasmag and King Waldron Azanar came to some type of agreement, and a blessing was placed on the crown. Didn't see my camera, but I did the quote marks because the crown is quite blatantly cursed. But the Fey Realm of King Dasmag was taken over more than a long time ago by a group called the Matrons of Malice. And the Matrons of Malice are powerful of Hag, Type, and Splinter. And they turned into this beautiful Fey Realm where lots of music was happening, lots of dancing, lots of Fey things. Though some people said it turned into a bit of debauchery by the time that the Matrons of Malice took it over. and they turned it into a place called the Bleak Mire. And this is the lore dump that Aiden gave you. Now the
So
matrons of... Mhm.
So the matrons of Malice are the ones that made the tree, no?
Nope. We'll get to the tree in a second. So it was actually the matrons of Malice that captured Queen Lyrencia in the guise of King Dasmag. So it wasn't actually King Dasmag that they met with. It was one of the matrons of Malice. And they cursed the crown of Aglarion. But by the rules of magic, each major curse must have a dissolution clause. If you're going to curse something as badly as this, you have to, by the rules of magic, have a way to uncurse it. And he suggests the only people who gonna know that are Blister, Tyke, and Splinter. So to undo the curse of the crown, you're going to have to find the matrons of Malice. They're the only ones who know how to stop it. Whether they're willing to tell you what they need to do is another story. But that's the only way you can see to do it, is talking to the matrons of Malice, who are responsible for all this, it seems. Yes, and Prince Krasnor is alive. He did not die in the Fey realm. He's been revived by an aberration venerating drow of House Astul, who have flesh swapped his body and turned him into a horrific tentacled creature, which we saw. Actually, I'll bring up the art. That's probably better. So this is the this is what he's turned into. Still wielding his glaive, as you learned during the funeral of the king. And the drow house of House Asutul has taken over the Bleak Mire. They are in charge. They have dethroned the matrons of Malice. So the matrons of Malice, it seems their focus was split between the Bleak Mire and the Prime Material Plane. And they lost focus, and House Asutul rushed in. And they're preparing a strange ritual around the chasm, laying a barren ground around something called the Gibbering Fort, which is the lair of Prince Krasnor. And he says to get to the Bleak Mile, it is warded against planar travel. And the only way through it is through a portal, whose shape and location are lost even to Master Eden and Father Lestor, who are there. Now this is where we'll get into the way to get there. There's a creature called Frail who knows how to get to the Bleak Mire. But to find her, she's apparently imprisoned in the nest of the Cackling crows in Aglarion. And he remembers the chant. It goes like this. That is, you would say, once you've found the entrance to the Bleak Mire, the skin of the trees, a word with the ape, nurture the bridge, and meet the stag at the gate. What does all that mean? We'll have to find out. And at that moment, once he revealed all this information, the Doppeldrank Malzaderezd and Prince Krasnor rushed in and ruined the dream, as it were. But you wake up all on 1 hit point in the room of Master Eden, where you all fell asleep and entered the dream. You're all on one hit point, and if you have any questions about any of that, let me know.
Maybe, sorry, Malcolm. You say Friel knows how to arrive there to the Bleak Mire. And this information, the skin of the trees, blah, 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 is what Friel said. So did they meet Friel, or is something that is...
Master Eden explains that he's passed through the tree before. He remembers the chant, but that's all he can remember.
Okay.
Father Lester explains a similar thing, how he went through the portal that day to rescue Queen Lyrencia, and he doesn't remember either. It's almost like when you enter, you forget how to do it again. So that's all he remembers, and he admits that his mind's a little fuzzy because he's been sleeping for the past 15, 16 years, given up on the world and just lived in his dreams. But now he is awake. Look, I am fragile and both in body, but strong still in soul. The Arcane Tower will always aid you in the quest to cleanse the kingdom from the Midnight Curse. You're in no condition to do anything at the moment. While that was just a dream is often a reflection of reality. That aberration you saw is the aberration that exists in the bleak mire as Prince Krasanar. That dream version of Mauser Deseric you saw exists in the bleak mire. They are accurate representations, and it is an accurate representation of the challenges that face you ahead. I don't know whether you'll need to face Prince Krasner. What I do know is that you'll need to find Blister, Tyke, and Splinter and find out how to remove this curse.
I'm a little bit worried because what we met inside that dream seemed a little bit too much for us to chew at the moment. Do you think that that dragon and Prince Kresnar are they really that strong?
Let me put it this way. Let's start with Avgi. Avgi, did you feel as strong as you always do in that dream?
Well, I was a bit weakened from the fight with those awful fishes, but I felt capable, yes.
So, Avgi, Kiara, and Kracion, everybody else, you do take a moment and you answer Aiden's question in your own mind. You all felt just as powerful as you always did. The spells you had, the blows you took, were all, as normal. So, he is just as dangerous in the bleak mire as he is in the dream. You were just as powerful. I was just as powerful. Once again, the challenges before you are seemingly insurmountable, but you've gotten this far. Maybe you can press on and get even further.
But that means that if we find them and we find a way of undoing the curse, maybe we could release the prince from the control. Maybe it will not be an foe anymore.
Removing the curse from the crown is of the utmost importance. I will point out that the matrons did not resurrect, if that's the right word, Prince Krasnar. House Astul was the one who resurrected Prince Krasnar. So I don't think removing the curse on the crown will affect Prince Krasnar at all. It's a separate thing. And yes, Kiara, we will need all the help we can get. I will warn you that if you have any connection to the Fey realm, this is completely twisted. My understanding was it was all parties and drinking and love making, quite frankly. Everybody having a really good time, a paradise on earth. And then the matrons of malice took over and turned it into the bleak mire, which is not pleasant. But yes, if you can find any allies there that can help, great. But once again, I don't know how you feel about this. I would be interested in your thoughts. But the people responsible for the curse, the people who are responsible for all those deaths, the people who are responsible for the death of Prince Krasnar, King Waldron Azanar, the people responsible for the death of Lord Steinmonder, and so many countless of thousands. Those are the people you're going to have to talk to. Those are the people who know how to break this curse. You need to deal with the architects of the curse. I don't know how you'd twist a hag's arm to change it. I know they delight in suffering pretty much, in pain and torture. And there's plenty of pain, suffering, and torture happening across it. And they are reveling in it. You need to deal with the revelers.
Well, they would value their lives, I suppose. We beat them within an inch of their lives and force them to help us.
It's not quite so simple with hags, Evgi. I appreciate your ideas, but if you kill a hag, she will return in a number of days. Her soul is trapped somewhere else, and as long as her soul is protected, I think it's called a soul stone, they will come back. So beating them to an inch of their lives and demanding an answer, I don't think will cut it. The fear of death means nothing to them. They will survive.
I would imagine that perhaps they are quite proud of what they've able to accomplish, but they were embarrassed when they lost their home. Perhaps that could be a bargaining chip.
But maybe defeat House Astul and give the realm back to the queens, back to the hags. I mean, it's a complicated problem.
Do we know how many draws are there?
50, 60, something like that.
So, quite a small group, or a small army, I suppose.
Well, enough to overthrow the matrons of malice and their forces. And you are but 6. Once again, I can't help but be impressed that you managed to summon the arcane tower. But the challenges ahead are multiple. You've got House Astul to deal with, and the matrons of malice as well.
I think we could try to see them and make a deal. Maybe they might be interested in joining us to recover their own land. Part of the deal.
A possibility. They were the ones, at least the Blister that we mentioned, was the one who sent the attack. They hired these succubi pirates. So they are unwilling to make deals, at least.
Something tells me whatever deal we make backfire at some point. These are smart and mean creatures which only get power from the misery of others. With a little bit of luck, it's the misery of the draw, but we should not be in the game.
So much misery indeed. I think Kiara wants to take Maya into a pretty nice and healing place instead. I'm sure that will annoy them. They spent much time perverting the Swigglguard into the place known as the Bleakmire. I mean, maybe...
Do we know how to arrive to this place, Malcolm?
Nope. You know, to talk to Friel, who knows the way.
And that goes back to my question. Do we know where Friel is?
She's
Is
in the
got
nest
trapped by
of...
someone?
She's held capture, apparently, in the nest of the cackling crows.
Can you show me in the map, please?
Sure.
It's next to the Smokestone Mines. No, yeah, Smokestone Mine.
There.
Okay, so with where the tree is also.
Oh, that's where Friel is, and Friel knows...
That's where she's at. She knows where to find the tree, but she's held captive in that nest, or at the nest.
Yeah. So
Okay, so then it's...
She's a step to the tree. Can't get to the tree without her.
Yeah, okay, so I think it seems pretty clear that we have to go. No? Northwest. Before
Why do
connecting
they call it the nest of the cackling crows, though? I feel like there's a reason behind that, obviously, but...
There is a great bird, a wingspan of 40-odd feet, who circles around mostly the Arden Forest, never generally goes east of the river. People who have seen it claims it laughs like a witch. Like crows usually make noises like this, but it doesn't make those noises. It cackles like a witch, or perhaps it cackles like a hag.
That's problematic. It says they call it crows, though, in plural. Does that mean there's more than one, or that the one gives an impression of multiple crows?
There is one massive crow, that's what we call it, with as I said, a wingspan of 40 feet, who hunts around the Arden Forest in the Wedgwood. Why they call it the crows, I believe she's had children. She's had chicks, as it were. Hence the plural, cackling crows.
Well, I'm going to stop asking questions, because whenever I ask another question, it just gets worse and worse. So we'll leave it at that.
When it was the last time there were good news? That's basically never.
When somebody won one of the games at the King's Games.
Many, many weeks ago.
Of course, you all need to rest up. Unless there's any other questions, I need to, I guess, get back into reality. I've been dreaming for 15 years and things have gotten bad as a result.
Malcolm, I'm gonna rest, but I wanted to take advantage that we are in a wizard's tower to see whether I can get any spellbook on my hands.
Kiara, that's an interesting idea. When I say baby crow, as about 8-9 feet tall. Their babies are quite big. Imagine what the offspring of a bird with 40-foot wingspan, its chicks, are not going to be small. Could you turn into a large baby crow, Kiara?
I'm already. Wait, am I small in this character?
I don't know. A gnome is medium or tall? Or small?
I think gnomes are small.
Yeah, size is
Something
small.
like-
Yeah, size is small. And I like your thinking, Kiara. The problem to every solution is not necessarily violence. Like, I think we've established violence is not the solution to getting the hags to tell you how to lift the curse. I ask you once again, Kiara, could you turn into a large baby crow, a 6-7 foot crow?
I believe I can.
Perhaps that is the way forward without violence, though. Now,
Oh,
somebody.
if not, we always have it as a backup solution. I feel like we always try to solve things without violence, but as chance have it, it always points us in that direction in the end. So I feel like we're a little bit unlucky in that regard.
Hey,
Now, someone requested help with a spell book. Who was that? Was that you, Adai?
Yeah, whether there are. When I'm resting a little bit, I will walk around and check, and otherwise ask him whether there are any spell books available.
Master Eden put you to one of the teachers of the arcane power. I mean, this is originally a wizarding school. That was its primary purpose when you knew it. People studied there for 12 years and graduated as wizards. One last question for you, Adai. Absolutely, I could help you with some spell books, but every day people are dying. Every day this curse gets worse. I think let's rest up. Rest tonight. We'll have you studying tomorrow and then leave at dawn. Is that reasonable?
Yes, I was not thinking of studying more than a few hours. I agree, we don't have the time, but it could be useful to get one or two spells. I have in mind a couple of options that might be useful for the hacks.
What's the highest level spell you can cast at the moment, Adai?
5.
Learn one spell from every level. Learn a 5th, a 4th, a 3rd, a 2nd, and a 1st.
Okay.
And that will be the assistance the Arcane Tower provides.
Great.
Alright, so feel free to take that long rest. Get back from 1 hit point. I'm sure we can find you something similar to a crow, Kiara. Okay, so if you get your 15 bonus hit points.
Is there anything I can go on in the morning?
Nice.
You hand out the good berries.
Pass out some blackberries for breakfast.
Excellent. Delicious.
We
as
don't have
always.
anything more meaty though.
You don't need any meat.
Remember,
It does.
Vander has his tool of desire for meat. He's on one of those
Well-
carnivore diets.
Yeah, it's popular this time of the year. Carnivore diet. It's supposed to be really healthy. At least it is for me.
You know, I would imagine that you would actually be a little bit stronger with all the protein that you consume, but yet you are still very frail.
Well, some people say that the mind is more important than the muscles on your body. And I believe that the nourishment that I consume powers my brain rather than my muscles. But I agree, I could probably use a little bit more where my focus is at the time being. But I really would like some meat if we find it. Do you guys can fetch us anything available?
Perhaps we did use one of those scrolls we found. Perhaps one of these masters are able to use that kind of magic to create, like, a lot of food.
I
Nice
like that
feast.
thought.
What scroll was that, Chris?
Yeah. The Hero's Feast.
Ah,
All Avgi knows it is probably a high-level spell, and that's maybe someone can cast it.
We still do have one left.
With
Um,
those effects, maybe we should save it.
That's a really
Yeah.
important spell. This saved for us already once.
But perhaps there is something that they can do to create meat in a certain situation like that.
magically created meat sounds like something out of a book from the future.
Lab-grown meats.
Master Eden says, Vander, I can tell you're not alive in the same way that, say, Adai is. You are differently alive, and that I have no problem with that. To be a master of all things means studying all schools of magic. I've done my fair amount of necromantic magic. But tell me about this hunger. This desire for
Well,
meat.
it is a little bit awkward to say. I don't really talk too much about it. But let's just say that when someone don't really get the kind of nourishment that they need, they starve, right? They become malnourished. And even though I eat vegetables, I drink water, grains and corns, it's not going to be enough for me to stay myself. If I'm not going to be able to consume meat in any way, shape, or form, I'm probably not going to be as useful as a party member that I could be. Bander is just going to, make some magical crackling with his fingers. Things like this would probably be hard for me to manifest.
I did promise the aid of the Arcane Tower. Adai, we've provided aid with your spell books. Now perhaps it is the time to help Adai. We have a device which we treated as a bit of a novelty before this. It was useful, it was curious, but it wasn't so much a concern. It's called an alchemy jug. It provides water, mayonnaise for that matter, and beer.
Mm-hmm.
We might be able to modify suitable meat.
Oh, that sounds very. A little bit too good to be true, though, but I'm still listening.
Come with me, Vander. And Master Eden, actually, give me a hand up, Vander.
Well, Orion says that my body is frail, but at least I can try to help you.
No, I can assist if you're feeling weak.
As I said,
Well, maybe this is why my body is frail, Avgi. You're always doing all the heavy lifting, and I am walking in the background.
That's the way you prefer, right, brother?
Vander is just going to grin a little bit. Well, that's true. But maybe I could try to be of an assistance myself today.
Okay.
So, Master Eden can't even stand. He can't even be assisted to walk. So you're like cradling him like a child in both your arms. While he's not thin, if you remember, he had an iron stone of sustenance that kept him fed. He needs to work on leg days and arm days and upper body days and neck days and every type of days because his body's weak. But it takes you over to a room that was they've created magical devices in it as well. Vander, this is possible, but not easy. This is going to require. It shows an alchemy jug, a classic alchemy jug, and he says, and he sends some of the apprentices out to collect some reagents that would in theory make this a jug of meat, as Kiara points out, or a meat jug, even better. And you, at a guess, it's costing them about 1,000 gold pieces in components, but they're happy to do it. And he starts the process, and he's going to be directing your hand. What's your Arcana modifier, Vander?
It is +5.
Adai might be better assisting with this. What's your modifier, Adai? Arcana.
+7.
Vander, we need your support from the sidelines.
Will do my best.
Should I roll?
Well, almost. Actually, Adai's assisting, but I'm gonna have Vander roll this because it's Vander's. It's gonna be a great boon to Vander if this succeeds. So the
Can
DC.
I give him the guidance?
You can.
Oh.
So
Can I Bardic Inspiration?
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Actually, make those rolls now. Roll the guidance and the bardic inspiration. We'll bring it down to a single dice roll. Ooh.
Ouch.
Whoever cast the guidance, roll the d4.
Oh, roll the d4. D4.
Okay.
So the DC drops from 30 down to 26. Now you are assisting the Archmage, who has an Arcana of 13. So what did I say? 30 down to 26.
26, yeah.
26 at the moment. And his Arcana of 13. So in other words,
13 or higher.
but it's at advantage because you're assisting. So Vander, roll a d20 twice, and as long as one of them is over 13, you're good.
Interesting. Okay. I'll do one at first.
Oof.
Oof.
Okay. One more try. A little bit under half.
Ah!
Oh, come on. Nice.
And the the meat jug is complete. Um. Actually, on the subject of lab-grown meats, he actually asks you for a bit of your flesh as part of the reagents. Like a
I will
slice.
provide my pinky finger, I think, just because it sounds cool.
All right, so surgically they remove your pinky. Perhaps you'll be known as Vander the Nine-Fingered from now on. And that feeds into the meat jug, the process. It's all part of it. I don't know if you. Actually, I'll whisper something to you, Vander. I don't know if you want to mention that or not, but there is that.
Exquisite.
Well, as I said, I'm embarrassed that I slept for so long. The burdens of the secrets I carried, that secrets no more, was too much. But I am back. I've studied with Adai. I've helped Vander. Now perhaps it is time for you to help the kingdom.
Well, you certainly made things a lot easier for us. And I would love to help the kingdom and get rid of this eternal curse. Nothing would make me happier. Not after getting this meat jug, of course. That made me very happy indeed. Second on my list, though, is ridding of this curse, which now has top priority.
Tara mentions to you, Vander, that she could maybe make you a new finger.
Alright, never mind. It's too high level, I think.
You're thinking regeneration,
there.
right?
Yeah.
Well, 16 for this campaign, and 16 for this campaign. So maybe a new finger for Vander before the end of that. And of course, moving on to level 20 in the next book of the series. Okay, so Vander had a problem solved. Adai got more powerful. And eventually Tams Kaim. The apprentices have crafted a wheelchair for Master Eden. And it's time to leave the Arcane Tower. And it's depressing, but once again, you're back in the Cursed Land as its rain continues to pound down. And the place, as I've said many times, is just a muddy bog. Which way do you go? North around Cloud Creek or south around?
This way, but could just swing around to the left where we came from.
Did we visit any of these places that we were considering?
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, we did the
this one?
bones.
But we didn't go to the Groaning Pillar or the Camp of the Red Cloak. So we could go up the mountain and down the other side.
Pass over the mountain, maybe even.
So
I don't know how accessible it is, but
maybe like that could cross the bridge.
Yeah.
In this, we we thought it might be some interesting information about the dark angels in these places, and well, maybe it's not at the moment the critical focus. Might come handy. By the way, Malcolm, the way I was transcribing the books is actually, I remind you, I cannot see. So I will ask a wizard or someone to kind of read the information so I can write it down.
Sure. So
That's right,
your spell book is effectively in Braille now. We'll do it that way. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Okay, good pointing out. And just to remind you, I mean, you can visit these things, of course. Cairns of Bones you have visited. It's basically a big mass grave. But Bone/Avgi did meet Dr. Stein, who said he needs to find the reverse of Avgi. Can't do anything. So he needs to find the something that has the form or body of Avgi and the head of whatever matches. The Groaning Pillar was a place where people were tortured. We were strung up on the pillar, almost like crucified. So it was a place of torture. And the Camp of the Red Cloak, and Cloud Peak in particular, is where Sareth cast the spell that shattered the moon, that ended the reign of the Dark Angels. So those are of interest to you. Feel free to visit. That's what you know about them.
But about the body of 5G, it was any information where to find it?
Yeah, the Feywild. So
I see. Okay,
some
okay.
let's see, the Pool of Rainbows.
Okay. So then I think, to me, it makes sense to go to the Cloud Peak and then go northwest.
Oops. Dadgummit.
I mean, yeah, it's
Something like this.
yeah.
That's what I was trying to do.
Sorry. Okay, off we
Of
go.
course, you defeated the spawn of Malzadez Zarek at the overpass of the Giants, so you presumably that's safe to go. Remember that Hydra type creature? I'll just put him there. Oops,
Yep.
not that big. Just to remind you to cool him. Yeah. So Malzadez Zarek, the spawn of it, the son of it, is there. So this overpass of the Giants should be free to do. Okay. So you head out from the Arcane Tower. Don't know if you're hopeful or not, but you've got a boost. But yeah, did barely any damage to Malzadez Zarek or Prince Krasnar for that matter. So the challenges ahead are immense. All right. Now, getting up Cloud Peak isn't as simple as just doing it. The slopes are treacherous, they are steep, and it's going to be difficult to climb. Do you still wish to climb Cloud Peak?
Yes.
Would this ability assist me in making the climb easier?
Yeah, and before you're about
You can ascend and descend as part of your movements.
Yep. I think for Avki, no roll is required to climb Cloud Peak.
Just touch crawling up the mountain.
So I'm going to. I have fly, and I will use it for some parts that are complicated, especially to help other people. So we can, at the same time, 2 or 3 of us using it for 1 hour, I believe. But it can give us some edge in some difficult parts.
Okay. It's going to take most of the day to climb up. We'll say you camp at the base of the mountain. No rolls needed, and so you start the day, and hopefully at the end of the day you can make it to the top. But that's a lot of flying spells, right? Each fly spell can last.
Yeah,
an
no.
hour.
We can. The flying spell will be just only on. I could imagine, like 50% probably CC, 30% difficult, and 20% ultra difficult. So for the ultra difficult parts, I will use maybe a couple of slots. So that at least for the most difficult things like cliffs and things like that, we have an option that is not super risky.
Say then, everybody apart from Evgi. Oh, wait, Kiara.
Thank you. Yeah, Kiara got some moves of her own.
I can probably take one person up because they can turn into a large creature and fly somebody up.
How long does your polymorph last?
It's a wild shape, and I can.
About what? 4
Yeah,
hours?
yeah, I can. Yeah, wild shape for half my level, which is 5 hours.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So you probably need to do it twice to shuffle people up there, but I don't imagine that's a terrible burden. So what do you wild shape into, Kiara?
I could probably do like a giant eagle too, if I've seen one in the area.
Sure, you can do a giant eagle. And I think a giant eagle is big enough to shuffle 2 people up.
It is a large beast, so I can do 2 medium creatures.
There we go.
I think it's 2 medium creatures, right?
Yes. Right, so one. Actually, so that. So 2 people. So Evie can get up Kiara and 2 people. Who were you not taking, Kiara?
Adai, I think, can climb on his own, right? Oh, I know, that was Abgi.
Yeah.
Who probably most needs it?
I would love a taxi if available.
Funny because Ryan and Vanderhoo are probably not the strongest of it to look at each other like, yeah, well, you were probably maybe good.
The only tools I can help to provide me some assistance is teleporting a couple of times on the roughest streaks, but it's only 90 feet, so it's not going to be too much, though.
Didn't you have climbing speed, Vander?
I do have climbing speed as well.
Yeah, you can just walk on up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there we go. Avgi kind of defies gravity as he climbs up. Vander climbs up like a spider. And Kiara, in the form of a giant eagle, assists Adai and Orion to the top. Alright. No need for rolls. So you reach the top of Cloud Peak. And you know, once again, this is where Sareth cast the spell that shattered the moon. At the top of the mountain, actually, let's do a group investigation check as you investigate the top of the mountain. So everybody roll investigation.
Guidance.
On yourself, sure. Oh, sure. Anybody want?
Yeah, if it's a group investigation, I might as well put it on myself because
right.
until I roll a natural 20.
Okay. Wow, that's all pretty good.
That would make actually sense, though, probably.
I think Evgi and Vander are concentrating on being
I think I have
too cool.
advantage from the new object. I'm going to roll again.
Sure.
Because I think, just in case. Yeah, 20. Okay.
There is spatterings of blood around here. The blood... Anybody who wants to have a closer look at the blood, who think it makes sense for their character, can make a medicine check.
I'm just going to try.
Perfect. I've been good at tending to animals that were sick and injured.
The
It's rolling. Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. So Orion, Vander, and Kiara, put your heads together. A couple of things is obvious. The blood is no longer than a week old. It's recent blood. And it's not just like a goat or something has been sacrificed here. There's something very particular about it. And the blood is kind of arranged in a particular pattern. And without even rolling, because I know Orion is really into this, the blood sacrificed has been arranged in a runes reminiscent of the Redeemer. Somebody has sacrificed something here specifically to the Redeemer.
Recently.
Within a week.
What is this?
Is this how the Redeemer practices? Or the worshipper practiced the Redeemer?
No.
That doesn't look like something that or someone who would typically serve the Redeemer. Actually, do I know that?
All of the major religions in this campaign have a dark side of it as well. Like, the god of life is the Redeemer. This is the one that Orion specifically. Interesting. I'll put in Discord. This is what the blood patterns resemble, kind of 3 overlapping rings with a symbol at the back. There are a few wicked followers of the Redeemer who see the creation of life as a form of a divine act made available to them by the Dian. These clerics breed new life forms in the most twisted ways, experimenting with creating creatures to achieve perfection without moral boundaries. Yet other fanatics of the faith consider the importance of their own life essence as the most valuable above all others, and they practice their faith by stealing the life force from others. And when you hear the breeding new life forms, does that remind you of anybody, Evgi?
Yep. Seems like he's going up here for some midnight prayers or, midnight sacrifices. Makes sense. Dr. Stein.
You say that out loud.
Oh. Not sure if Avgi is all that learned about the Redeemer to know about twisted venerations of him. But if you explain first, then yeah, he would follow up with his suspicion of the perpetrator, or so to speak. I didn't know the Redeemer had a dark side to him like this, or this is not on a Redeemer, this is just some twisted people's idea of what the Redeemer is about.
Anything can be corrupted and have an extreme version of what is the original intent. It seems that whoever did this has grander aspirations.
He thinks he does, but he only lives as long as he is useful to me. When he fixes me, I don't know how I'm going to act in my proper body with my soul restored, but at least right now I want to end his life.
Right, so that's what you discover at the top of Cloud Peak. A very exhausting day. I imagine Kiara's wings are a little sore. Vander's probably okay, but Adai and Orion perhaps a little sore from being carried for so long as well. Detect magic, okay.
Yeah, I just want to see if there's just any remnants of magic, if, well, something... Nope, nothing?
Oh, no, actually, there is some lingering background magic of the various spells. And you know that shattering a moon is no easy thing. And so you get the impression some of the remnants of whatever spell Sareth cast have hanging around here. Nothing dangerous, just like background magic radiation. Think of it like that.
I'm going to portray that to the others. Whatever information we can, well, use to draw us a better picture of what's happening.
You camp, make rest at the top of the mountain, which is a full 13,000 feet in the air, and you begin the slow descent down Cloud Peak.
Could I try, if there's remnants of that particular magic, especially from Sereth, to try to gather it into my own amulet?
Just a normal regular amulet, you mean, as a memento?
It's Amulet of the Devout. That's what I have. So it's the symbol of the Redeemer, but it's a Amulet of the Devout.
Can you bring up the description for that for me, please? So maybe there's a when you read the class on. Give me a religion check. All right.
Were we able to get any kind of rest at the top?
Yes, long rest at the top.
Can I use my inspiration?
You can,
Try to reroll that.
because 9's not going to do it. 9's not going to do it.
What a waste.
Oh,
No other tricks
I
up your
burnt my natural 20 on the investigation.
That's for today.
You try and gather up the place with the great miracle that Sareth did to shatter the moon. You had a chance to turn your Amulet of the Devout into a +2 Amulet of the Devout, but the dice gods
Well, that's
said
what I was
no.
trying to do.
Dice gods say no. Okay. Using Avgi's anti-gravity and Vander's spider climb to get to the bottom of Cloud Peak again. Now, coming this way has cost you a day. It's a day extra traveling because you're literally climbing over a 13,000 foot mountain on the way.
didn't realize it was that tall.
Yeah,
That's quite a peak.
it is. So it's cost you a day, but you press on. Let's go left to right. 1, 2, 5. Actually, everybody roll me a d20. Ooh, Adai. Oh, Avgi. Oh, Vander. All right. All right. So, Let's start
Where were those rolls earlier when you need to make skill checks?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. Can Adai roll for me for a religion check?
I was rolling all at once because I thought it might be an uneventful trip to the nest of the cackling crows, but no.
It's gonna be very eventful.
It is very eventful. That's why we went this way.
It's a big campaign ending. Okay, Adai, we'll start with you, Mr. Natural 20. Roll me a D100 twice. 71, 78. Okay. As you approach the overpass of the giants, some people appear from Wedgwood, though they're not quite there. You can see through them. I'm not sure if they're ghosts or not, but they've definitely got this transparent appearance to them. And they start playing some music with some trumpets. And while they're not especially close, the trumpet sound is very, very loud. Deafening loud, in fact. Can I have everybody please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Is this magic? Oh wait, no, that's it.
I use my reaction to give me a +4 in case it matters.
So
So
14 for Adai. And who are we missing? Bone. Oh no, Evie's there. That's Kiara. Yep, Kiara.
Is this against a charm effect?
I would say no.
Okay. Come on, roll. Thank you.
Kiara, roll me a d6.
Uh-oh.
These
A
trumpet.
3?
Well, I know what the 3 means. I'm not going to tell you what the 3 means just now, anyway. But this trumpeting is so loud, then all of a sudden it gets not loud. You are deafened, Kiara. You can't hear a thing.
Huh? Did you say something?
Why are you speaking so loud? But right here.
What?
Those trumpets. It's awful.
It was.
Why am I a cow?
Can I make a perception check to see if I can tell? I guess, or is medicine? Would it be medicine or perception to figure out if he's really deaf?
No, it doesn't take a roll. I mean, these trumpets were very loud. You felt yourself as you might lose your hearing. So it's very obvious, especially by the way Kiara's talking, that she is literally deaf.
Perhaps if you would, and he kind of like puts his hands up over there, like, stop talking. You're shouting in my face. And cast this.
And you can hear it, Kiara. This is why every party needs a cleric.
Oh, I think my ears just popped.
No, I think you almost popped mine.
Sorry.
Apology accepted. Those trumpets were rather loud.
Do we have to pass by that close to him?
If the ghostly trumpeters have disappeared into the forest, making a racket as they go, they've moved away from you now.
Oh, thank goodness.
So after Kiara loses her sight or her hearing for a while, of course, Ada, you're blind, right?
Yep.
Yep. I was wondering how it would look if Ada was both blind and deaf. That would be interesting. You come to the overpass of the giants, this massive bridge that crosses the other side. It's very long, and as you get about a third away across it, you see two females approaching you, coming from the other direction, and they're wearing dark cloaks, presumably to keep off the rain. And they put their hand up and say, "Hello! Who are you?"
Oh, we're just some friendly folks trying to pass this bridge. Who are you?
What are you crossing the bridge for? Where are you heading? There is not much west of this bridge. Heading to
Have
Gonshar,
you
perhaps?
heard
Yes?
of the Lodge of Wanderlust?
Where the traitor Cygnus lives. Yes, of course.
That's where we're going.
What business do you
Traitor?
have with a traitor? Yes. He's openly defied the queen.
Isn't that the reason itself to give him a visit, would you say? If you understand what I'm meaning.
Are you here to assassinate Cygnus?
I wouldn't say assassinate, no. But maybe try to convince him of having other thoughts for his allegiance.
Cygnus is a closed book. We tried reasoning with him. It didn't happen. If you were to remove the complication of Cygnus, the queen would surely reward you greatly.
I'm sure she would. He's a pain in the ass, I believe. How long did you come for the same reason then, to pay him a visit?
And to ensure Lord Goldtooth continued to pay his tithings to the queen, who resides over here at Gonshar. Anybody remember who Lord Goldtooth was?
One of the
Yeah,
goblins?
the guy. Yeah.
The guy that
He
owned
owned-
Bone. Yes.
Yeah.
And as these people are talking, you recognize them as witch servants cultists who you initially met in Old Grinder, where they're shooting Eldritch Blast at you. You also encounter them during the coronation of the king, where they fired Eldritch Blast at you. And they generally like informants, always trying to trick people into saying the wrong thing so the queen could do it. So fanatically devoted followers of the queen.
Also, fanatics of Eldritch Blast, apparently.
I'll make a persuasion check, if you like. Who was that? Vander, I think, was talking?
Can I make a deception check?
Sure,
Because
sure.
nothing that I'm saying is true. Yeah, 23.
All right, be on your way. Be sure to return to Odenbeer soon. Anybody attempting to at least influence the traitor Cygnus will be greatly rewarded. And they nod, and you pass the bridge.
Could just take him out. As soon as their back is turned.
Sure, if you want to do that, Av, you make it an attack. Take 2 attacks, in fact.
Yeah, with advantage.
Sure. Yep, they don't see it coming.
Mhm.
Can I, as soon as Evgi attacks, can I use my action to
What the hell?
disguise myself as the queen?
Well,
Just
firstly,
because it's fun.
14's hit Avgi. They're just wearing
Oh,
cloth.
that's good.
So AC 11, I think it is. So roll damage.
Yeah. That's bad. And an additional d4 lightning. That's good. Good. And 1 extra lightning.
Not
So-
good. Great. And we'll say in
Oh.
one swipe with a great eggs of lightning, you decapitate them. That'd be a cool move to do.
Oh yeah, with all the lightning slashing everywhere, yeah.
And their headless bodies just thump onto the
Application with
overpass
lightning.
of the giants. And also, just for flavour, their heads fly down into the river below and splash.
Just unceremoniously sheathes his axe and goes, that's one less enemy for us to worry about. Or forsake.
Perhaps you need to work on your math skills. That would be 2 less enemies to worry about.
Oh yeah. Math was never my strong suit.
He's reverting to bone all of a sudden.
Oh, the headband's failing.
Yeah, and
The headband's losing its magic.
but yeah, these guys were nasty, right? They're little snitches. They a lot of them turned in innocent families, and the devoted followers of the Queen. All right, what do you do with the bodies?
While we're discarding the bodies, but maybe not to the river, I have trouble understanding how these zealots continue following the queen. Everything is contaminated. They didn't eat real food in months. Still, they continue their trust on that beach.
Unfortunately, when things get out of hand, they'll gravitate towards anything and blindly follow to their deaths.
I probably would do that too if my life depended on it. If I had to choose between trying to do the right thing as we're doing now and staying powerless or try to follow someone who could spare my life, I think I would do the latter. And maybe these people have just blindly followed for some time now and has just gotten used to it. Being cruel and such.
Well,
May I suggest that we try to mutilate the bodies a little bit more than Bowen has already done? Or we dump them somewhere?
You just dump them over the overpass of the giants. That would be the easiest way.
Yeah.
I'm going to... Oh, they don't have any heads anymore, so I don't have to burn their faces away with acids. Okay.
All right. So the bodies are dumped over the side, and you cross over to the overpass of the giants. Now, who also rolled over a 15? We're getting all the random encounters. There was Adai, I think.
Adai's already rolled his 2. It's Vander.
I rolled my 2 already.
Yeah, I rolled
Vander.
an 18.
Oh, yeah. I see it now. Yep, Vander. Oh, sorry, Evgi. Sorry, Evgi. Evgi was next with a 19. Evgi rolled a D100.
Yeah. That's 13.
13. So there's a road of sorts that goes from here past the Lodge of Wanderlust all the way down to Gonshar, the goblin stronghold. You see a couple of goblins, and they're pushing a cart, and this is a couple of barrels on the back of the cart, and they've just crossed over the overpass of the giants just before you, but while they're going southish, you're going northish. And I'll say Avgi, who's relatively perceptive. You recognize these as barrels from the Monastery of the Spirited Leaf. It is their brew. Goblins glance at you and continue pushing this cart with these barrels on.
They seem they're from Gonshar, was that it?
Well, they're goblins and they're heading in the directions of Gonshar, so seems like a logical connection.
Yeah. Kind of point it out to the others and go, what's up with that? Monastery thieves, you think?
Which way are they going?
They're going to Gonshar, so basically that direction there.
Perhaps, or perhaps merchants? Do you wish to enforce the law upon these goblins, Avgi?
Well, we can make them stop if it's simple thievery. I think.
If you feel that you possess that kind of authority, I don't mind.
Did anyone have a connection to that monster? It was in creation, sort of, with his mother taking refuge there. Yeah, Avgi is gonna just make his presence known to the goblins and go like, "Hey,
What?
what are you pushing around? These are from the Monastery of the Spirited Leaf, right?"
Yes, you're right. The best brew going around, and it's ours. You can't have any.
And you came about this stuff legally?
Yes, of course. We purchased it from the monastery.
Yeah, I'd like to doubt that.
I'd like to doubt that.
I'd like to insight check that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's see some insight checks. Oh, Ryan.
Totally believe him.
Yeah, Avgi doesn't, though. There's something not quite right about what they're saying. You know that the monastery was more or less keeping their brew to themselves. If nothing else, it provides calories. So it doesn't make sense that they'll be selling it or even giving it away. Hey, it's out! You can't have it now. Piss off!
I was going to just squat down, getting to eye level with them, and you see, I'm quite good friends with those people. Met them, talked with them, and they wouldn't want to just sell their brewery, you know? I'd be very glad to hear if you didn't do something bad to get this stuff. I can just look them straight in the eyes and just be like all intimidating.
Guy, I know for a fact that intelligence doesn't correlate with size. We are smarter than you, and we know how to use, what are they called, wigwams, no, tense, yeah, tense. You're using your tenses wrong. It's not, are friends with them. You were friends with them.
I'm gonna rage and attack him.
Okay. These are just goblins. So,
Yeah,
swing away.
swing away. Yeah, great axe of lightning, advantage, recklessly. That's... Oop. Oop.
What level are you guys now? 9, is that right?
11.
Oh.
11. Oh, 11. All the way over 11. Goblins are considered fodder for first level characters. Goblins versus 11th level characters are not so good. So, bone.
How do you want to do this?
I think Bone is just going to kill the first one, and then look at the reaction of the... How many goblins were there? 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is just going to kill the one and shout at the other guy like, this is what you get. Sorry.
They got there. They were dead when we got there. We just helped ourselves. They were dead when we got there. We didn't kill them. It wasn't us.
Do I believe it?
Ah, let's see your insight. You do? They're thieves, but they are not
Can just-
murderers.
And just get a little shake like he's uncomfortable with what he's done, but sort of not. This is just... Then communicate that better, you little dipshit. And then he's going to just tell him to get out.
And he starts running away towards Concha.
I guess looting is a crime, technically, so... stupid little thing.
Is it punishable by death, though?
I don't like goblins. I have a reason for it, which you know, but...
I know. I do know. I feel like we're... how to say it? To say, today we've met a couple of people on our travels, and only one of them are going to see the next day. I do hope we're not going to meet a lot of other people that's going to end up as corpses.
Yeah, we got no time for this. I apologize. I just... the goblin said those things, and I imagined the worst.
I know. It's understandable, but I think next time we're going to learn from our mistakes, aren't we, Abgi? Regardless, I do support you in all the actions you've taken today.
Yeah, that doesn't give me much confidence in my actions taken so far, brother.
Those words hurt me, brother.
You take the barrels of the spirited leaf barrels. There's 2 there.
Yeah, I suppose it's... we can't just let it rot out here, so...
Okay,
Banner's going to say with a smirk, it's...
It's gonna go brood in... hovering and brooding.
You press on for another day. Vander, I think it is. Roll me a D100. Yeah, Vander for the last one.
55.
55. As you're pushing through the forest, abandoning the road because it doesn't lead to the nest of the cackling crows, you see a group of about 10 people, and we'll say this is towards the end of the day, and they're all trying to get a campfire going, but with the rain and lack of dry wood, they're struggling to get it going. And they see you approaching. It's hard to, be making a lot of noise in a forest. And all 10 of them bring out their sword and says, "All right, we want no trouble. Just walk around." Nice, Gara.
That's fine by me, but are you guys going to let us move around? Or are you going to stab us in the back?
We have no quarrel with you. You do see they're all wearing the garb of the Queen's guards. These are dressed as soldiers of the Queen. All right. Yeah, we don't want no trouble. We're already stuck out here. The last thing we need is for this to come to blows. Just walk around, friends.
Well, I don't think we would like to have end up in a fight with trained soldiers as yourself. That doesn't sound like it's going to benefit us either. I assume you're on here on a mission of some kind.
Yep, you could say that. We're on a mission of sorts.
Well, that's good to hear, I guess. Keeping the land safe.
Actually, roll me a D20, Vander, and roll a 16 or higher.
I will do my best. I will not.
All right. So, we're on a mission. We're going to fulfill it to the best of our abilities, and look, we've got no interest in what you're doing, friend. Just walk on by.
All right, then. Vander's just going to look around at the others and shrug and try to look for the easiest way around.
It's enough to give them a wide berth. All right. So you move around them. You leave behind deserters from the Queen Army who were happy to join a rebellion, but it never came to that. And you press on to the nest of the cackling crows. You see this massive nest. It's maybe more than 500 feet up the side of the mountain fall. And you hear... well, you don't hear it from that far away, but presumably there's something up there as well. What's in the nest of cackling crows? Will it get you to the bleak mire? Let's find out in 5 minutes, guys, as we will take a short break.
Okay.
That's good.
Go.
Mm-hmm.
So, from below, you look up 500 odd feet in the air at the nest of the cackling crows. Even from this distance, you can see, presumably the mother, as you heard it was a nesting, crows. You see this massive bird, as I said, 40 feet wingspan, just absolutely massive, sitting on top of this nest. Can I'm going to say only Adai. Adai, make me a history or a nature check.
Okay. History. If it's history of the country, I have
Yes.
advantage.
Yes, do history at advantage.
That's a 12.
Well, okay. So from the tremendous amount of knowledge that you learn from the tomb of the constructor, firstly, the stories you've read about this creature, it is immensely powerful. It has been known to take down dragons fairly simply. So you think it could be possible to defeat it, but highly unlikely. You do remember it hunts large beasts and often enjoys playing on transport vehicles like caravans, boats, especially have that shiny part or cargo that glitters. The bird snatches up these vehicles and takes it to its nest and nibbles on the helpless victims inside at its pleasure. You think if you didn't want to fight it, then maybe it could be lured away from its lair.
Yep.
If a suitably and clearly visible target was displayed to it far from its nest. In other words, you could lure it away with glittery things, in other words.
Yeah. So, where are we when I know about this information?
Let's say you recall it to the group at the base of the mountain looking up at this nest.
Okay.
Or somewhere
guys,
further
I
out.
think...
It's up to you. It's up to you, because if you had a plan to do it further away, then you can. Yeah.
Guys, it would be good if we can find something to distract the creature when we are searching for a friend. I don't think there's any reason for fighting and dying in that nest. If the dream fight that we have the other day was dangerous, this might prove even worse, but real. Have we seen any leftovers of a caravan or anything, any metal for that sake, nearby in this area?
Not nearby, no.
And I check among other things, what are the biggest glowy metal things that we have? Maybe some shields or some weapons. Is there? I don't think we don't carry anything really big, no?
We do, and it's, well, very big. Vander is going to take out Darn's instant fortress, which is made out of adamantine. I don't know if it's very glittery though, but I believe adamantine is a metal.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This may catch the... Yeah, I was thinking of other approach, but animate I stick actually can do that. So what we can do is we can go up the hill, maybe carrying but this is a whole structure. We cannot take, I guess, a big piece of it, no?
I don't think so, no.
No. But maybe we can just generate the structure near the nest, so it will catch the crowd's attention.
Yes, but I'm just going to say it as it is. Even though this fortress is made out of adamantine, it's not indestructible. And if we were to lose this castle, I feel like we're going to have a couple of rough nights before us. It's very convenient to have this castle protecting from the rain
I agree.
and such. So anything that would be alternative would be nice.
Okay, maybe we can go back to the smokestone mine. I would imagine, like the pictures show us, that there are some wagons with some stuff there. Is there maybe we can gather some metal and I can animate it?
Did we clear out the mine? I think it was a session that I was missing after Abler Whitegate's workshop. Did you go to the Smokestone Mines after that, or just straight to the Dragon's Bones?
You did. And
yeah.
Yara.
Oops.
Yara
Oh yeah.
did some cool things there. They're very friendly towards you because she made crops there for them.
Ah. That
Yeah,
seems
they're,
like a
that
favorable
town is actually growing for a year because I made their soil fertile for up to a year.
Ah.
Maybe we can. So options are, of course, using the fortress, which may risk us losing it forever. Or if we get some, I don't know, big shields, for example, we can carry them to the top, and I can animate them and make them fly away, so that will catch the eagle's attention, so the crowd's attention, and give us some time at least to go quickly into the nest.
Do you think I like that idea? Do you think that the Smokestone mine have mine carts made out of metal?
I don't know what I mean, whether they will have, but at least if they have, if they can help us make something like big shields or something on those lines, might be enough. Because anyway, we have to be able to carry uphill, so something that is not that heavy, but has some size.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit worried that if we were to place some shields or something that's easily perceived as nothing interesting, that the rock is going to give us less time. If we place something, it's going to be more inconvenient for us to place there, of course. But perhaps it would give us some more time to thoroughly search through the area for whatever we need to find.
Yeah. I was
Perhaps
thinking of.
I can summon my Celestial.
Oh,
It could draw the rock away, perhaps giving us time. It should be able to fend for itself.
That's a good idea. We can make it. Do we have any way to make it like? I guess you can put some light on it, no? You have the light spell that you can use.
It's pretty sparkly already.
Okay, good.
It doesn't need to be like within range of you. You can just summon it and say, "Go over there," no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure. Yeah. There's no. Just it says I just summon it from an occupied space and I can see within range, and I can just tell it to do whatever. And as long as I have concentration up, it lasts for an hour.
I think that sounds like a decent plan.
And the Celestial can fly?
Yes, it has a 40-foot fly.
Okay. So is that indeed what you do?
It
Just
seems
ask
like a
if
good
it's going
plan.
with others.
It's worth a shot. As long as we don't get intercepted in between, you know. It could be risky if we're right inside the nest of the rock. And yeah, it just comes back after 5 minutes of exploring.
This might be actually the time we have, so we better search really quickly the nest. If the rock is so fast, I mean, if it's so dangerous, it might be also fast enough to catch the angel and destroy quickly. So I think 5 minutes sounds like about right.
Could I also suggest that we take some safety precautions? Whoever is the best at searching should probably go into the nest alone. And the reason why I say that is because I can try to assist that person by making them invisible. So if you're somewhat unlucky, you could easily or easier try to escape when the rock's coming back. But I can't make everyone invisible.
Look, I can find things that are near me, but I'm blind. I'm no longer able to find things that are far away easily. I would say we go together, but if you want, any of you want to go ahead, together at least we have a chance to fight or to run away. But
I just feel that our chances, if this thing has conquered dragons, I feel like our fighting chances are kind of slim.
yeah,
That's why
I'm more worried that it has also the ability, as dragons do, to find creatures that are hidden. I don't intend to be there much time. I think if the plan works and we lure the creature outside, we should quickly check and quickly leave. But if
we're
you
looking
want to
for a
go on,
person, aren't we?
but I
Shouldn't be.
imagine, Bandit, that you can make yourself invisible. So you think this is a good plan? Go ahead.
I would. I just feel that if I were the one to go, I'm not really the best at finding stuff, you know. That's not really
Mhm.
how my best skills, so to say. So I feel like
But
I
if
would probably waste our chance. Perhaps it's better that we all go together, though. It would be more dangerous, but high risk, high rewards, I think.
If the plan fails and it comes back, I do feel bad if you're all there at the same time. I mean, this thing is dangerous, no doubt, but if we all are at the same place and prepared, if there's only one of us and they get spotted and they're gone.
I'm also a little bit worried that, like Kiara is saying about the children, one of the child, maybe they would be a little bit easier to handle. I feel like we're going to, get a lot of wrath from this rock if we temper with the children as well.
Oh yeah. But this, what did we get to know from Master Aiden about this Friol? That they were a druid? Was that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, they're a druid. That's correct.
And they live among the rocks, or are they captive by the rocks?
He was unsure, but he thinks probably a captive, because she'd presumably be eaten by the rock. So maybe the rock's keeping her alive for some reason, is what he surmised.
I mean, we could send someone up first to investigate, or just see if there's a person up there, and find out if they're being in need of a rescue, or if we're making a situation worse, I suppose.
Indeed.
You could give it a little scouting trip if you can. You think you can outrun it in your animal shapes, Kiara?
A road that big? I don't think so. Maybe
Could
the
lose.
children, but that thing's wingspans are huge.
I'm just gonna look up into the mountain. Does it seem like there's like some place to lose a big bird if it comes? Yeah, it's too big to follow you, for instance.
Well, no, because it's basically on the side of a cliff.
Yeah.
So it's possible, not likely. Like you're planning to lure it away and dive into a little cave, for instance.
Yeah.
I'll say there's little caves there. I will point out that getting out again might be a problem.
Both Adai and myself have familiars. Adai's familiar seems to be more perceptive from far away, while mine has the advantage of becoming invisible, which would also help.
You can send your little devil thingy to check the area out, invisible.
I could indeed send my little devil thingy to check out the premises. Her name is Joy, by the way, Avgi.
No, yeah. No, I didn't mean to be disrespectful.
Although it's if whatever Adai is saying about its perceptive abilities, it might be that Joy can't really stay in the shadows. But that doesn't really matter too much, though. At least we'll get some scouting out of her before she returns to the Nether. So is that what we're going to do, or do any of you suggest something else? Do you want to do some co-scouting along with Joy, or do you guys suggest?
I think it could be a good idea to just. I mean, she can be invisible, so low chance of being attacked, and would give us or you overview of what would await us up there. So
Once we know what is up there, perhaps we can possibly put our plan in action that we originally had. It would dramatically cut down the time of having to find what we needed to find.
The plan is to send Joy up invisible for recon, and then based on that assessment, go from there. Is that right?
I
Yes.
think so. I do think it would be wise to send either Kiara in wild shape or even coastal to just, if Joy were to be snatched up and killed, we'll have some backup. Also, of course, not going as dangerously close as Joy is going to be. So, hopefully out of harm's way. Maybe coastal is better to send.
Who do you send up? Coastal, Joy, or both?
I think both would be good because both Vander and Adai can perceive through our familiar's eyes. So we'll get some nice recon, hopefully.
Okay, yeah. So I can send a Costa.
Okay, so Coastal and Joy, make me stealth checks. And Joy, I assume Joy is invisible, so she can make it at advantage. It's
Right.
the owl and the imp. Lionel.
14. Oh, that's a nat 1 as well.
Not that well.
Okay, tell you what. This,
Actually, I'm not sure whether Costa will actually really hide. I mean, it's when we imagine there are birds flying. It's a bird, so.
well, I'll tell you what. This is what you see. We'll give you that even without a perception roll. I know I've got all your tokens on there, so you should be able to see what the nest actually looks like.
It's huge. What the hell?
Those are the babies.
wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought
Dear
as
Lord.
well.
Ah!
It's like a
Okay.
dragon.
Okay, yeah.
itself, just a
No,
baby.
Yeah, that puts something into perspective.
By the way, you see this little detail here? Yeah, that's a ship.
Is this a whale?
Could be.
It looks like a
I need to
whale
use-
skeleton.
I don't know why. I imagine like an eagle the size of a Quetzalcoatlus dinosaur thing, but this is yeah.
And these are the babies. And,
Yeah.
And the mother is there as well. The mother is too big for the map. So
Oh my god. Yeah.
How big are the babies?
that big, like you're say average of 6 foot, maybe 50 foot big.
How big is a Tarask again? Smaller than the birds?
I think
That'd
these
be
are
gargantuan size. That'd be gargantuan. That'd be like 4x4.
yeah, and gargantuan doesn't really have an upper limit. So
I think a rocket adult size is also gargantuan, I believe.
seems like it.
As I said, bigger than the
least.
map, but the mother is there. And actually,
I can do a
The-
large bird. I haven't found anything bigger yet.
Gargantuan birds. Okay, Joy, no one appears to notice you, but an owl is exactly the type of thing that such a monster would want. So the rock is going to try and grab hold of Coastal. What's Coastal's fly speed?
Compared to the.
How's that gonna sustain
I think
it?
it's 40, no? I think. Wait a second.
Oh,
It's
going
60,
to go.
60. Actually, it's quite fast. 60 feet.
Yeah, not as fast as the rock. I'll leave it at that. And
With a little bit of luck, it's bringing him alive to the chicks.
yeah, that's the idea. Oh, it's not wrong, so I'll just do it like this. That's a natural
Yeah.
20. So you take 8d6 plus 9.
But does he kill it or try to bring it alive to the chicks? Because I probably fit 100 oaths in his beak.
It's treating Coastal as a snack, little snack. And it grabs it. Actually, it's more than that. That's the wrong one. 8d8. 42 points of damage.
Let me check whether he's alive, okay? I need to do some calculations to see whether he's alive.
So the mother rock looks slightly annoyed as her snack disappears into another plane.
Yeah.
And she comes back and lands on there. But Coastal is gone for now.
Okay.
I can maybe see if maybe I can replicate it and wild shape into one of the babies.
Is there a size limit that you can wild shape into?
Technically it's only a CR limit.
Okay. What if you can find a gargantuan-sized creature of a CR limit? Then absolutely. I suspect that would
Depends
be
if it's
challenge.
yeah, the monster type might have something to do with it as well. I'm not sure if this is a natural.
Yeah, that could be a
Born.
monstrosity.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know normally they're considered monstrosity.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
that's not fun.
Gargantuan monstrosities, technically.
I just thought maybe there was like a special way I could learn it since I learned those bigger creatures from the zoo in the city.
I can definitely wild shape into a Triceratops. But not sure a Triceratops is helpful in this situation.
Yeah. I can do a griffin.
Yep. Actually, Joy, can you make a animal handling check? We'll do it that way.
That's wisdom based.
Sure.
That's not a skill she has, so I'm going to roll a wisdom for it. That's
Okay.
a 5.
Thank you for rolling that. That's all the information I need from you now, because that's not good enough.
I can imagine. While these events play out, is it possible to spot anything from where Joy is being, except from like all the remains on the outside of the nest?
Make a perception check. I'll tell you what you can see from the top.
Perception is also wisdom, right? Well,
Wow. You see
closer
wagons.
to 21.
You see boats. Yeah, mostly wagons and boats are the things that you can see. There's lots of bone carcasses as well, and you suspect that one on the outside is in fact a whale. So bones, wagons, and a whale. Oh, look at this poor horse. That's tragic.
It is. We managed to conjure up a whale. I'm sure we're going to get a nice decoy.
Oh, like I said, I can always conjure up the Celestial. It is large. Though, I think it made mincemeat of your bird.
I think this is going to make mincemeat of basically everything we're going to throw at it.
My issues is that we can't really fight that thing on top of that cliff. How far up is that? If it picks us up and throws us off, that's certain death at least.
It's 500 feet up.
Yeah.
I believe it,
Look,
it picks out at 20d6, so that much ish damage from falling.
did Joy find anything in there?
Well, I was imagining her scanning from a distance. If she wants to get close, she's going to risk detection from the birds. So, wagons, ships, bones.
Look, I think you may need to risk her, man.
Well, I guess it's only fair, isn't it?
We could always try to take it down here. I mean, there is always the possibility that it takes us up in the air, but at least we won't have to fall for 500 feet.
Yeah.
Do you wish to send Joy in to investigate closer?
I think I am, yes.
Okay, make me another stealth check for Joy at advantage.
Right. Oh, 14 again. Not the greatest.
And so what's Joy doing? Getting right up close to the nest and trying to look around for this Friel character?
I think, yeah, Joy's going to try to stay close to the cliff side, like hugging the wall, and maybe having a peek closer to the nest than before, and just try to peek downwards into the nest.
Does a 25 hit?
Yes.
Take 30 points of damage. The passive perception of a rock is 14.
Ooh, well,
It's a
that's
joy.
unfortunate. Is that
gosh.
magical? She's going to take 15 damage regardless, and she only has 10, so it's going to do it either way.
Your two
Poof,
scouts
it says as she vanishes.
Joy gives one final squawk and dies.
Well, it was worth a try. But it seems kind of hard to get some information inside of the nest. But those chicks are huge, and I think they're going to be a big problem as well, even with the mother occupied with something else to do. But I do have an interesting thought, though, because with our most recent visit to the Arcane Tower, I acquired something that could perhaps feed the birds and keep them occupied for a little bit as well. The chicks, in particular.
still
Wait
is
a-
requiring to deal with the mother.
I agree with Ryan. We should perhaps try to deal with the mother, or, if possible, lure her away in some way.
Yeah, but my point is that once we've dealt with the mother, we still have the chicks as well.
Mm.
And if they are going to guard that nest as persistent as they seem to be doing, it's going to make our job just as difficult.
Oh, so you're not confident enough to try to take out the mother? He says,
Me?
while sounding very not confident in the ability for us to take down the mother.
I imagine if we cannot take down the mother, then the chicks probably are going to be quite a big problem anyway. But it wouldn't matter now, would it?
Yes, that's true. Still, we need to find this Friol. It's our only lead.
Yes, it is. I still believe our best chance is our original plan. Lure away the mother and try to keep the chicks occupied some other way. Perhaps with the foods that I can make with my new, well, lunchbox.
We could try, and we'll have to be ready for a fight or get the hell out of there if the mother comes back.
So it sounds like you're wanting to lure it away with Orion's Celestial. So Orion, do you summon your Celestial?
Yes.
So describe what the... so your Celestial naturally glows?
Not necessarily. It just, the artwork suggests that it's very sparkly.
Let's see if I can find...
It's more flavor.
This guy, right?
I could light its. I could light the.
I could cast light on it.
Oh yeah, you as well. I could. We can both cast light on it, I suppose. So different objects, or the armor, or the wings, or something to make more bits sparkle.
Yeah.
Oops, that was the wrong plant. Sorry.
Oh, absolutely, you can do that, Kiara. Let's do this. This is what your Celestial looks like, right? I got the right icon.
Yep.
And both Bone or Avgi and Orion are casting light on it. What? It's 500
And then we need
feet.
to get up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it can fly, right? So getting up there, where are you trying to appear? Like 500 feet away, 1,000 feet away? How are you doing?
Try to see if you can go around. I'd say about 500 feet away, but it would fly up. I don't know how far the rock can see.
Oh, you can see for billions of light years, technically, if you can see stars. But this bright thing among the gloom, you're pretty sure it can see it.
About 500 feet away, and then it, try to get its attention, try to like roar at it. Because it did say, he did say, Adai said that it could kill dragons. So it might be like a challenge, like, oh, it's a dragon.
Sure, make an intimidation check for the Celestial. We'll say that just a D20 plus its charisma. I think that's how intimidation works.
Charisma. Oh, it's got pretty decent charisma.
14. You got something else on top of that, or is it a 14?
I think it's a 14. Because I don't think it's proficient in charisma and intimidation. It's not really, doesn't have any particular abilities that it's proficient in.
Then no. So it's a 14. So it lets out a dragon-like roar, and the massive bird, the mother rock, flaps its powerful wings and starts making a beeline for the celestial. It likes shiny things, and with the 2 light spells on it, it's definitely shiny. So,
Okay.
well, first of all, Kiara, are you interested to fungus walk up the side?
If it's 500 feet up, we need to get up there fast. Do we have any
so we
ways
use
of doing that?
flight, so I can cast flight in me and another person. And probably Kiara can bring you, Avgi, and Vander can climb by himself, no? But he has this ability of...
Yeah, but it's going to take him a long time to get up there if it's 500 feet up.
Can Kiara bring also... Can Kiara bring 2 people?
I was thinking about just sneaking up as a plant.
Isn't that going
Yeah,
to take a lot of time as well?
You could do it
That's
before
at
you summon the
least-
celestial, if you want to do it that way.
Yeah. You want to get closer if you wanted to sneak. Because sneaking 500 feet is... I don't know how long this Celestial's going to be able to last.
I will
Yeah.
be really careful to sneak on this rock, okay? But
Yeah.
you do you.
I think we just need to get in and get out fast.
Yes.
Well, the Razorvine Blight's the only one that actually has a climb speed, unless we're going to allow the other plants to actually be able to go up the side, like a mushroom.
A mushroom, but mushrooms don't move very fast. It would take hours and hours for a mushroom to climb up the side of a cliff. We're saying Cracian's not here. Cracian's not here. So there's 5 of you.
Yeah,
you can
The
deal
blight
with.
is 30 feet of climbing speed.
Oh, okay. Still, that's taking the dash action. We'll take... that's not right. No, 8 rounds to get up there.
And if it looks like it's going to see me, I can pause for like a round or 2, and then like it won't notice me because I look like a plant.
Sure.
Okay, but Kiara, you do that. If you do that, then the rest of us cannot go really quickly there.
If you could, giant eagle, perhaps 2 of us up, and then add
Wait. I think there's an easy solution. Wait. I cast fly myself, and on FG, we are both of us really strong. We bring one of us Orion, another one Vander. For flying there, maybe we don't have enough agility, but we definitely can carry them. No, I think we can carry our normal carrying capacity, which should be enough to. I have 16. You have like 20 or something like that. I think should be enough to carry them.
Okay, why don't...
Yeah.
If this is okay with you guys, you can absolutely carry them up. Kiara, you can fungus climb up the side. And after like 2 minutes or something as you watch it, then the celestial lures the rock away, and the rest of you cast fly. Does that work for you guys?
Yes, and yes, and if guys, if it's needed there, I will try to distract the rocks with some shiny flying things, but hopefully we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was
Let's do
considering
it.
climbing a little bit above the rocks and throw some meat down at them to try to occupy their attention as well.
Okay, do that. Yeah, sure.
So we'll
Yeah,
say
do that first, and then...
you fly above them, and they kind of and try and snap at you, but they're apparently so young that they can't fly. You see them trying to pathetically flap their wings like their mother does, but they're just not able to. So you're hovering like outside of their reach. Kiara will have you parked about here, just on the top of the thing, and with your What does Kiara look like?
Well, the only one that actually has an actual climb speed is a razor blade,
What does a razor blade look
which
like?
is I can post his picture again. Uh,
Okay, so almost like a tree. Sure. Okay, so as a razor blade, you kind of park yourself in there looking like part of the nest, we'll say. Okay, cool. And Adai and Bone, you're flying. Bone, you're carrying your brother. Adai carrying Orion. What do you do?
Yeah. For this purpose, I'm going to, before we ascend, drink a potion of fire giant strength that I had in my inventory for very, very long. So that's going to turn my strength to 25.
Nice. Okay. So as you flap, fly
If
Bone and
Fred
Adai
is
hovering.
here,
Yeah.
if Fred is here, should be inside of maybe the ship or any other structure inside of the nest.
Actually,
So let's try to.
Actually, Orion and Vander. Actually, no. Everybody, make me a perception check to see if you can spot Frail.
If is he at 10 feet far away? Because otherwise, I can unless I can hear him, I cannot otherwise roll.
No,
Yeah.
you're fine, Adai.
Ooh, Aggie. And
Yeah.
Orion.
My shoulder eye is doing its work.
You do not see Frail, any of you. There is like a hole in the nest, almost like a tunnel, towards the north side of the nest. The big crows are definitely covering it over. You couldn't squeeze through the tunnel and not touch the crows. But as the crows wriggle around in the nest, you see an entrance underneath the nest.
I'm going to shout
how
and point
big-
it out.
Sure.
How big is the whole tunnel while the birds are over it?
It's pretty big. It's about 20 feet diameter. It's not a small tunnel. It's quite a big tunnel. Like a big hole in the side of the nest that descends somewhere.
So, I guess
I'm
the
going to
tunnel is
roll.
where we're going.
I'm going to roll a d20 every couple of minutes. On a 15 or higher, the rock catches the Celestial and is going to head back. So first roll. Okay, still Celestial is running away. Hasn't caught it yet.
Okay, yeah. So let's dive into the. Orion, are you ready to dive in?
Quickly.
And I shout to Kiara, and Kiara probably saw it as well, I think.
I'm gonna do one thing when we dive in, Malcolm. I'm gonna take something shiny that may have actually coins. I take my hand on the pocket and I take some gold and I'm gonna throw it to the air when we are diving in with the hope that this kind of gets the attention of the chicks and give us some edge to get into the nest.
Okay, sure. So throwing shiny coins. So you're throwing coins to try and get it like to the far side of the nest, away from the hole.
Yeah, so like high. So basically, they are kind of raining some coins while we are diving in.
Okay. I'll say just make a general ranged attack roll to see how accurately you throw the coins.
Okay. I just rolled enough. It should be the third. Let me just roll a d20. Will be easier, and then.
Sure, we'll see it's close.
So it's 13 plus 4. I guess I can add proficiency if I can. This is
13 on the dice is enough to make it. So you scatter the coins on the Toss them some meat. Okay. Joy has come back from the dead for some reason and is speaking on Vander's behalf, but that's okay. Okay, I'll have both Vander and Adai make animal handling checks. Whoever you roll separately.
All right.
Only
Not
in
my
D&D
favorite
can
thing,
you
but-
have
Oh my god.
meat junk.
Yes.
Amazing.
And they got.
Oh,
wow.
perfect.
Okay, this is what's going to happen. You're going to descend into the hole, but they're going to get one attack on you each. Okay. As they snap at you, the coins weren't as effective as they could be. The meat box was pretty much. And just give me a second. I didn't.
Okay, so 20 was not that effective. Or...
Well, it's not 2 attacks. Put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Because you undersell it.
I mean, there's 3 of them. At least it's not 3 attacks.
Yeah, no.
Sorry. Just have this guidance. Oh. Wrong file. There we go. So I create a custom thing for these rock chicks. Just bringing that up now. Rock chick. There we go, rock chick. Okay, so each of them are going to get one attack each. We'll start from left to right. Okay, so we're starting with Avgi as this.
Yeah, he's gonna. Sorry. He's going to dash into the hole, cradling or slightly trying to protect Vander from harm as he's dashing into the hole.
If you do that, that'll mean an advantage against you and a disadvantage against Vander.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
Okay. So as you dive bomb into this little hole there, we'll start with Bone and Vander. Bone, this creature takes a snap at you at advantage and rolls a 24, which I believe will hit. Oh, only for 9 piercing points of damage.
Yep, that's fine.
And then it's going to snap at Vander at disadvantage. It rolls a natural one, so just boom, flies by. Kiara, there's a terrible damage. Kiara takes a snap at you as you try and go through. 12, I assume, misses.
Oh shoot, I didn't do my bark skin before, so yeah, 12 actually hits because I'm a razor blade.
13 points of damage. Now, Adai, you're going to do the same thing. Just going to go, and I will point out that if you have concentration on and if you lose it, it would be very bad.
Yeah. I think it's more important I keep concentration.
Okay, so straight attack against you. Oh, 24 for 15 points of piercing damage.
I will use a shield to protect myself.
Shield. Okay, so that one's going to miss then. Finally, Orion.
That hits.
For 14 points of damage. Okay, so you'll dive bomb into this this structure below the nest. Let me just test with Incretion since he's not to make sure everything's working. Okay. So I'll just group you up here for a sec. So you all dive bomb right into this hole next to the nest. Can I have everybody please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Hmm.
It's a failure. That's a success. That's a success.
Please don't bite me. I'm friendly. I can speak animal.
Go. This is not for the animal attack though. This is something else. Actually, Vander, what's your relationship with poison like?
Pretty neutral.
Don't have advantage on it or anything like that. Oh, I forgot to drag
No.
Kiara in.
Nothing interesting with the poison.
Well, there is something interesting with the poison. Because as you land, Vander, there is just absolute filth here. And you take in a big gulp of the poison. And you get the poison condition. And now what we're going to do, actually, we're going to roll for initiative. Because the
Is
crow...
this poison? Is the poison magical? Oh
no,
no, that's only int. More charisma.
No, it's just the cavern that you land in is full of decayed flesh, and the pungent, musty, and acrid odor of bird droppings cover the floor. The entire chamber is littered with carcasses of animals that have been nibbled clean by the birds or only. Savander is sick from the sheer smell of this area. Yeah, let's get everybody into initiative.
Do I have disadvantage on the ability check?
Technically,
Yes. Yes.
All right. We'll roll again. Yeah.
Uh-oh, where'd I go?
Reading.
Okay. Because the reason we're... How do you spell squawk? Like a bird squawking.
SQUAK.
Yeah.
Ah,
W.
there we go.
Isn't it W?
SQ. Okay, I'll live with my bad spelling. Right, because on initiative turn 20, the birds are going to squawk and try and call their mother because something interesting is happening in the nest. So that's why I want to insist on initiative order, because the rock might come back depending on dice roll. But on initiative 20, the baby rock chicks are going to squawk and trouble might ensue. Sorry, there's an emergency alert on my phone, but it's just a test thing, so I'll ignore that. Okay, so who's first up? Vander. What do you do? You've landed in filth.
we fell. This is the entrance where we're standing, right? I'm going to move out of the filth as quickly as I can. And I'm going to step here and realistically, I'm probably just going to like cough and try to collect myself.
Sure.
And yeah, that's my action, I think.
Okay. Okay, cool. Bone. You are flying.
Yeah. Let's see. Gonna fly inside. So that's... Oh no, I see. I already moved, but yeah, it's gonna dash around. So it's gonna go, yeah, inside here and look around. Let's see free all.
No. In fact, there's a wire suspended from the ceiling, which you fly right into. And this causes a tripwire to release a net from the ceiling, and it falls down on top of you, and you are mechanically restrained as this net falls on top of you. Now the
Let's see, I didn't. Just wait a sec. I
Sure.
used. No. Didn't have to dash yet. So could I use my. Try to break out of it instead?
yes,
I
but in
use
this
less
case,
movements, but.
your great strength isn't going to help. I need you to wriggle your way out of this. So just make me a straight dexterity check. In fact, at disadvantage. So D20 plus your
shit.
dexterity and roll at disadvantage.
Is it a deck
Okay.
save or
Oh,
check?
dex check. Dex check.
Oof.
About to say barbarian things.
Oh, wow.
Not bad.
That's a disadvantage? Wow, 19 and a 16. Wow, thought you might be
Yeah.
stuck there for a while, but you can use your action to remove the net.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's good. So
I'll tell
that's
you what-
40. Didn't see here.
Tell you what you see as well. So a range of items are spread around this cramped room. Barrels of water and spirits, sacks of various grains, weapons, long swords, short swords, hammers, battle axes, and a full set of plate mail armor on a long dead warrior.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's nice. But I'm not gonna spend time looting. So that's 40. It's gonna rush. That's where it's gonna be there.
Okay.
Could I open this door at the end of my turn? Or is that too much actions, free actions, and whatever?
No, yes, you can. But I want you and Vander to make me religion checks first.
Oh.
Right. Religion.
16. And Vander, this is a disadvantage.
19
12.
and a 9.
You recognize someone has built an altar here to the inevitable. And does anybody know anything about the inevitable as players? It's one thing that's assured along with taxes.
Death?
Death. Yep, so it's an altar to the inevitable, the god of death. And there's a bunch of books there as well. The altar is more or less here, and then there's books here as well. Maybe checking for another time. Now, a very important role, as the birds are going to squack as I spelt it. Let's go from left to right for these. Avgi, roll a d20. You do not want a 16 or higher. A 15 or higher, in fact.
Ah, that's good.
Mama Bird is not coming just yet. Adai.
Okay, I fly with Orion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I said to Kiara, come on, we have to be quickly. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Orion, you're flying with me, so you have to go down. And I open the door.
Actually, before you open
Now,
the door.
let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. And then I use my action to. Is there anything here?
Alright, just a sec. Not quite that easy. You got very lucky, Adai. Because as you fly over this with Orion dangling underneath you, Orion, your feet touch upon a trap door that opens up, and you look 500 feet down below you. This was a trap door that would have fallen, make you fall all the way to the ground. So you're lucky, and you do see a creature in there. That just a sec. That Looks like I'll put it in Discord. Whoops, that's not the right one. That's the right channel. That looks like that. And it says, "Squawk! Intruders! Intruders!" Takes immediately a free action, a prepared action to fire crossbow bolts at you. Oh, this might be dicey. So this is as soon as the trapdoor appears above you. She's got 3 shots. But who's she going to shoot? She's going to shoot Adai. Adai's flying. She sees him as a bigger threat. So we'll point out if this hits and you fail your charisma throw, you're both, unless you have something miraculous up your sleeve, falling 500 feet down. All right.
Yeah, good.
Okay. First crossbow shot. Shooters! A 9 goes wide. Second shot. 13 goes wide. Fourth shot. A 22. Adai.
I use a shield.
Get out! Buy her! You can't! Kiara.
I didn't use my action yet.
Sure.
Well, first I shout to it, "Are you frail? We are here to bring you outside. We need information. We are not trying to damage you."
You're just going to try and eat me. I know what this is. Make a deception or persuasion. That sounds like persuasion, actually.
Okay. That's my forte. 13.
It's hurt me. You are here to hurt me. I know nothing comes here with peaceful intentions.
Okay, so I will use my action just to get a move action, just to not be on top of the trap, just in case. So I'm giving some space. So Orion is near me, and that's gonna be my turn. Yes, I'm not gonna do anything else.
Okay, I'm going to say Friel used her action to try and shoot you 3 times. She backs away into a corner. And inside this room, by the way, there's a makeshift bed made of animal skins, a small writing desk, some parchment, several clotheslines drying clothes. So apparently this is her home. And you see targets as well that she's been practicing her shooting of. Kiara.
Come down here. $45, 30, dash action. Oops, how far was that?
Yeah, there we go. 5 more feet. You shook your dash action to get there.
Yep, that was my dash action.
That
I believe
squawk! Get out! Get out!
I will. Is it a bonus action? Yes, I will bonus action shift back into regular Kiara.
Okay, regular Kiara, excellent. All right.
So I don't know if it's kind of choppy on everyone else's end, but I couldn't tell. Did she say she was frail?
Nope. She's just squawking at you to
Okay.
get out.
Okay. Perhaps if you would just calm down and halt, as I'll use command for her to halt.
Okay, what's the wisdom saving throw on that?
18.
18. 18 wisdom. It's a +3 on this, and she rolls a 12. So halt. So be quiet, in other words. Stop squawking
Kind of just
so
like,
much.
stay still. Yeah. That's all she could do is basically freeze in the position.
Frail is going to stop. Squawking. Is that better? Squawking? That looks right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so Frail stops squawking. And what is going to happen next? Tune in next week when Incration will join along, and doesn't seem as easy as just talking to Frail. She doesn't quite seem sane. But we'll pick this up next week, guys. And
Yep.
Right.
all right. Take care, guys. We'll see you